Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. This time turned 61 and I think it is finally time to make a little bit of sense out of everything, so I'm gonna slow things down for a little bit here, and this turn is gonna be a little bit longer because I really do need to do a whole lot of stuff. Definitely. So what I want to do here first is for the Jagdgeschwader 52. I obviously want to send them to closer air bases. Let's actually see if I can cancel that transfer. Because say that I wonder if they were to divide. Yeah, they would. Okay, that's not too bad. To these. They would go there, 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 and there. Not up here. Let's see how they divide it now. Just like that, eh? Can I exclude a certain airfield? Like, I think this is too risky. Well, one thing I could do at the very least is divide them a little bit more like that. If I include Leningrad, though, apparently that doesn't help. How about sending individual parts? You would think it'd be possible. What if I just say there? No. Once you've done it, they will not allow you to take more. That's super frustrating. And I'm sure there might be a way to do it. There has to be a way that you can send them individually, but do I have to look by airfield? then do that? No. Also, the answer is no. Can I... Ah, there we go. Okay, so this might... No, it still takes all of them, even though I just have one selected. Super weird. Very annoying, too. That it's not very intuitive to send the individual pieces. Like, there should just be a button, click it, and then here there should be like move to airbase or whatever. That would make it very easy, and it would make a lot of sense to me. Just, you know, click the individual unit and have that somewhere. But I don't seem to... I would rather do that auto. I should turn that to auto. Crap. Man, that's very annoying because I want to keep them close to Leningrad too, potentially. Like, there are certain air bases that I really don't want to use, like the one at Morzhaisk, and the fact that I cannot transfer them individually now is giving me big problems. And as usual, I don't have time outside of playing in order to go and spend half an hour spinning through the manual in order to figure out where I could possibly find this. So that's a bit of a problem. Given their relative positions, I think we're marginally okay. Not down here. It's also interesting that they have so little there. Let's see if we have some fighters. Let's see, Jagdgeschwader, any? We should be having them. Sturmgeschwader. I mean, there's this, but that's just 4 planes, obviously. I'm fairly afraid we just don't have them. Now it's just all recon bombers. Jagdgeschwader 53. It's a part of it. Hey, where'd it go? Did it go up there? No, hey. Alright, it did go up here. Okay, so that's 40 planes at least. There is no other part of Jagdgeschwader 53 out here, so it might be somewhere. Well, whatever. Yeah. Let's go. They will get their supplies in due time. That gives me at least a few planes there. Only... They're under Air Fleet 1. Let's put them under Air Y though, and not Let's just put him on the Jagerschreder 77. I know that's a bit weird. Is there any other part of Jagerschreder 53 out here somewhere? Like, did I just miss them? 54, 52, and 77. Okay, well, never mind. They're there now, but that's fine. I already put them up. I'm not gonna do any recon this turn. I think I'll manage. Save me some fuel. Something like that. Alright, let's start with working on the rail lines here. So let's move you down, work on that. It's a bit sucky that they can't do a whole lot this turn, but I guess from next turn they're going to move up. Also, it's raining and they have to go through heavy wood, so that's a bit problematic. Let's get you to Lipetsk here. And if we look closely, it looks like the rail is going down. Yeah. Okay. So let's go into the city. So I can create a depot there, although I would also create one there. And then head down. They could probably move all the way in there, but the depots are getting pretty close again to the front line. Okay, I could probably build there too, but I would need to beat these guys first. Anyway, let's work on the rail line a little bit more. They didn't get all the way to the rail line. But it sure is somewhat tricky. Okay, so I've worked on the rail line all the way to Isk. These guys need to move back. This is kinda weird. Alright, I will, let's just go over everything first. Order of battle, Soviets 3.6 million men now, 44,000 guns, 3.8 thousand tanks, a lot of airplanes, not that many reserve forces, but the same counts for us. We have a lot of reserve tanks though, so we should really be bringing those back to the front anyway. Soviet losses now getting at 7.75 million. For us, we're nearing 2 million. Soviet tanks over 32,000. AFVs 4.6 for us. One thing that would be pretty interesting to look at is whether we are using some captured units now. We have to go all the way down. None of it except the heavies. No, we're also still not using those. Interesting catches. One T-3442. Okay. We see some M3 Lees now being captured there. Okay. That's an interesting haul too. Some Valentines. So of course also imported. Let's see. Did we already? Yeah, we already had those. Already saw that. PT7 T70 M42 is also a new catch. M3A1 Stuarts, so the newer version. BA-64 recon tanks, also relatively new in terms of catch, indeed, first year 1942. A second rocket launcher. Don't see that every day. And that's pretty much about it in terms of interesting catches. Yeah. Alright. As for victory points, 722 now, because the Soviets had a shortage of units in the Transcaucasus. We have the initiative, high watermark, victory points still 750. Total men for the Soviets, again, significantly down, getting to 5 million now. So this 5.16 is lower than the amount of men that they had in end November. They got a big beef up here of 500,000 men, of course, in early November. And we're basically we're dipping below that now, so that is pretty interesting to see. Total guns, we're also getting below that November push here, or we're starting to dip below it. We're almost 12,000. Well, actually, a bit over 12,000 below their highest point here. They almost got to the same as we did at the end of the winter, but then that dipped significantly. Of course, Soviet tanks, yeah, they keep producing insane amounts, so that's pretty tough to keep up with. Although, on the other hand, we do now have an equal amount of planes. That's interesting. Manpower loss for the Soviets, last turn, 170,000. Gun losses, AFV losses. Like, we do kill. It's like almost it's basically between 500 and 700 tanks a week, and they can keep that up. That's pretty crazy. Aircraft losses for the Soviets last turn, 500. Fuel stores remaining the same now, but I contest that we're out. That's what I think, at least, but okay, let's start out with the 52nd Corps, and what I'm gonna do is I'm kind of gonna note which corps don't have any additional support units. So I'm actually gonna grab some paper here or something to. Well, actually, let's not do that, but let's just take a look around here. So this corps, for example, has nothing. That's the 49th Mountain Corps. And then these guys do have significant support units. And then there's also some stuff here. Super heavy howitzers are actually 305mm howitzers here. I need to send support units to the 49th Mountain Corps. Definitely. So let's start with that. And I think both, especially this one, can miss some. So let's start with that, and how about you two? At least one howitzer battalion, 49th Mountain Corps. Then I'm gonna send one flak from you. Let's see how much they have. 2 flak. Well, I guess indeed we can send a heavy flak battalion too. That's probably 88. Yeah. Then these have 3 construction units. You have 4. And they of course have 0. This Romanian unit should go to 4th Romanian Army. There we go. It's a bit weird. Anyway. I can keep the Werfer, but I want, let's see, what do you have? A Pioneer Battalion. So you're going to the Mountain core, same for the Stuks. Mountain core. Now you had 2 AA, 3 AA, 2 AA, so 51st, 52nd should get the remaining AA. 51st, 52nd. Yeah, the question now is, where do I need those super heavy howitzers? And I actually don't think I need them in the 17th Army. I'll actually send them to Army Group B for the moment. There we go. The 51st is overburdened, and you are not. That is weird. So let's put you under the 52nd. Alright, that should help a bit. I can encircle these forces. Ah, come on, don't tell me I have this bug again. What is wrong with this game suddenly? I don't even remember updating it. This is so weird. Like, it's really frustrating that I suddenly have this bug here constantly. Alright, well, I'll be right back, because I cannot play like this, obviously. If I can't see how far my units can move, it's like literally impossible to play. Alright, there we are. So I'm obviously gonna encircle this tank corps with that rifle division by moving in here and by moving the 7th Mountain. I mean, something interesting here is that if this is empty, like these two, actually, it would be very hard to get a unit in here. I think that's very unlikely. If you move in here after an attack, I will actually grab this hex. I would have to grab this hex by putting a unit in there. So it's 9, 6, 3, 0. That should be possible. So like if I do that, because then I can also take this corps or division, sorry. Man, really? I already have the bug now? Like after 1 second. Just so frustrating. What the heck is going on with this game? Like, I really don't know. But it sure is annoying. Okay, well, so I got these, and with a bit of luck they can only go here, and then they're kind of stuck. These guys would have a tough time getting all the way around, and they might be able to get in here, but not necessarily in here. Obviously, I don't know. Would have to see. So now I have to calculate all myself. So this would be 6, 0. Then that would at least give me this hex, which means I would need this hex in order to encircle them. I would need a unit to go in here, which I can't, because getting across is 4. So it's 9, 5, 2. But I'll move. And they're at 10. 9, 8, 7, 6. I mean, I can go around that unit. Keep you here. Yeah, exactly. There's no way, because I need to move in this hex and this hex. 9, 6. Let's also seal the deal here so that they can't do anything weird. And I'll keep both of these just a little bit to the back. They don't need to attack, really. It's interesting that they allow me to move on a pretty wide front here. Basically getting all the way to Kropotkin. Of course, by October I need to get to these places, so that's basically 5 hexes, depending on, you know, how willing they are to defend ultimately. It would be interesting to see how willing they are to attack there. Right, I can try it with a double soft attack. But that is quite tricky already, yeah. Okay, then I'll put you under the 7th. This should do it. I think it was at the very least worthwhile to check whether I could do it with these two. Both of them are gonna refit, but I do want to move them at least a little bit closer, despite not making contact with the Soviets here. If I keep these Romanians here, yeah, we'll have to see. I'm gonna move them back, but I also need to take a look whether 4th Romanian Army... Yeah, everything is under the 4th Romanian Army now. How are they doing in terms of support units? They do have some stuff. Quite a bit, actually, interestingly enough. I don't think I have anything in the core here. Except for the 4th Romanian Corps, apparently. Okay, that will have to be sorted out after the 11th Army. I have some stuff on the 11th Army itself. The 11th Corps. Hey, it's back. That's weird. Huh. Okay. That is kind of odd. Okay, anyway, the 11th Corps has 4 artillery, 1 flak, 2 much road construction units. And we're looking at the... Let's just get you off for a sec. Let's look at the 30th Corps, which also has quite a lot of road construction battalions, which I don't necessarily need. Let's first go and lock all of these, because it should be locked. Locked. And locked. but I need to move up the HQ units, at least these two. This one, I guess, can stay. 17th Army HQ will go to Khrushchevskaya over here. They did make reasonable progress this turn. Of course, I'm halted by these Soviet units on this side, but if I can swing to this side, that'd be great. This is no port, so we'll see. They might just shift down here and then allow me to move up to the river here, at least with these units too, since it seems to be mostly undefended right now. And I want you good luck too, yeah. Okay. 11th Army itself is locked. The 34th Corps has nothing. So let's start with assigning all of this to the 34th Corps. You too. And I'll assign some of those construction battalions to the 34th as well, obviously. Here we go. 34th. Now, how many construction units do all of these have? 52nd has 2. 70 obviously. 3, 2. So if I want all of them to have 3, I'm gonna need 2 more construction units at the very least under the 17th Army. And that means that these can immediately give it to the, I believe, 52nd, 51st, right? Already forgot. No, 52nd and the Mountain Corps. So to the 52nd and the Mountain Corps. There we are. So then these can give it to the 11th. Now there's the other unit. You can give it to the 11th. So at least the construction units are divided. Okay. Let's send that Mountain Pioneer Battalion, if I can, to the 49th Mountain Corps. Because they had too many pioneers and the Mountain Corps has none. Or now it has, okay, 2. 51st does not have any. And how about you? You have 1. Well, the idea is that all of them have 1. I thought the Mountain Corps didn't have any, so I'm gonna have to switch that up next turn. I'll give 1 to the 51st, but then it will be well divided. The 11th has none. You have 2. Let's share. And let's also send the 11th or the 31st, at least, a Panzerjäger battalion. Oh, that's a disaster. So let's take a look at this guy, because if you don't have at least 7 infantry, you have no reason to be in the German army, pretty much under an infantry corps. Karl Hilpert, here we go. 7 infantry and pretty good morale, initiative, and admin, so I'm not complaining about him. That does, however, mean that I need 2 Pioneer battalions at least. Let's have a look at the individual units, because it might be that I have some assigned. Yeah, exactly. And then you get that kind of stuff. So I do have the Pioneer battalions there, but they were assigned. So they're back in Core HQ now. That means that next turn I can divide them again. Doing reorganization usually takes 2 to 3 turns, and that's why it takes pretty long as well. Super heavy howitzer. This is all... Oh, these also have a 355mm howitzer. Well, I'm gonna send them to Army Group B, because as funny as it sounds, I want all those heavy howitzers, well, at Stalingrad. So let's try and send them there. How good is Schubert? He's not good at all. But I can't switch him. I'll do that next turn then, because I don't have enough APs. But that's definitely something to keep in mind. Stubnagel is also terrible. Oof. What a disaster, these generals. That is pretty bad. Okay, I however also wanna reorganize these a bit. So this is the 34th. Let's take you. And the 30th can then take this. That's a bit better divided, but I'll take this mountain division. And I'm gonna refit it for a bit. I do want to take that hex. So they will stay there. Let's keep you in Salsk, obviously. The question is, do I want to pull out of there? Not necessarily. I might also beat these, get in between, but there's... Yeah, I can probably put a unit in here. If I move you in here, beat these... Let's see, this is a rival division, and that's a rival division. Then I can encircle them. That's a possibility. Is it a great possibility? But it is something, and it seems like they at least... because I encircled these guys, it seems like they got like a new line over here, which will allow me to, you know, make them retreat a bit. The interesting thing here too is, of course, that these guys, well, currently they still get their supplies from this rail line, but assuming things go well, from the next turn, that will no longer be the case. And this rail line, of course, is far from working. So there's that too. Okay, so we have the 7th Romanian Corps over here without any support units. Then we have the 4th Romanian Corps out here with support units, some engineers and machine guns. And last we have the 6th Romanian Corps, also without any support units. Let's first put all of these under lock. And I also want each corps to have 4 artillery. Do I have that right now? No, the 49th Mountain doesn't have it. Yeah, you have too many pioneers now. You have no artillery, the 34th, so I also need to switch that up. Let's see. Right, so 4 is probably too high of a goal. So let's see if I can give all of them at least 3 artillery, which suggests that the 30th is already short now. And let's send, for the moment, any excess artillery higher up. And let's just start sending it to Army Group A. Because then they can at least start being divided there. And then if they're access in Army Group B, I can send them always up to the OKH or any of the other theater commands. You have 3 and 3, and then we'll deal with the pioneers later, because each of them should be having 1 for the moment, but there are some that have too many, of course, like that man corps. But they can't always immediately be sent, because I sometimes have to send them from the individual divisions. Now I want to also take a quick look here whether some of them actually have something assigned, which might very well be the case. And then I need to take that off. Not here. How about you, 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 and you? Nothing individual here. Okay, that's good. On to the Romanians. The 4th Romanian Army and the 3rd Romanian Army. 3rd Romanian Army in itself has nothing. I don't think the individual units here have something necessarily, but let's also take a look. So I can start moving those units up in the ladder. What I want to do for the Romanians is I want to send everything to army level, then divided amongst the armies, and then divided amongst the core units. So then next turn we'll have a good division on what all of them have. We have the 3 core here. So for now I will send everything to the army, and I can send everything to the 4th army just for convenience's sake, so I can immediately see how that works. They're unready, this artillery regiment. Well, fine. 47mm ain't gonna help you all that much against that T-3442. But okay. 3rd Romanian Corps is done here. Cavalry Romanian Corps. I did say this was gonna take a long time, and this is why I've been putting it off for so long. But it is definitely something I think that needs to be done too, as much as it sucks in a way. It's just not super interesting to me to do all of this. There we go. Last is the Mountain Romanian Division, and those are actual divisions. This is just a brigade, but you're actually on the map. Okay. Anti-tank, we'll go into the 4th. Want to lock all of them. Lock, 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 and locked. Okay. The 1st Romanian Mountain Division will move up, I suppose. And let's send the army here. I will send those core type units out a little bit more later on, but there we go. Okay, so now we have the 4th Romanian army here with a lot of stuff, mostly a lot of machine gun battalions. There we go. I still want to use the Romanians also to clear out that pocket. Not that this pocket in itself is that important anymore, but they're on the good side of the pocket that is, so why wouldn't I? Although I will give priority to these attacks here, so... I think they'd win that, and indeed they did. It also means that I want to use both of these to attack the... No, I need to use both of these to attack the cavalry and leave the 94th out of it because they need to move in there. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't really matter whether they get pushed back like that. 8-3, really? It takes 5 for them to move through that territory. Huh. Well, that would suggest that I need a German unit. I mean, I suppose I could. Oh, no. Okay, well, trying to do that then is also no use now, unless I use the motorized division. But I would find that to be a bit of a waste. Let's just leave that unit then and just advance into the city. I also need to get to these guys, so... I'll have the Romanians do a little bit of work. I can leave them for now. They're not getting any supplies. They're not bothering anybody. For the moment. And I've pushed the enemy almost far enough away here. I need to beat these still. One thing I can do is move you at least one hex back. You in here, you here, you here, and strike. That's such an overwhelming force that the Soviets obviously cannot hold. And allow me at least to move these guys back to my own lines. They might attack. I can see them do that. But we'll be fine. Seems to be rather easily encircled. Can beat the cavalry. How is Army Group A doing anyway? They should be able to take some more. A total of 24 at this point. And Army Group B can also take some. 23. So I'm gonna have to divide that somehow. Anyway, you can't do a heavy attack. Only you can at the moment. But I think they would probably make it. So this is empty, then these are also very likely to be empty. Yeah, indeed. So I don't need anything except core type units over here. And I guess even over here, just to see how far we can get into it. It seems, at least at surface level, that the Soviets have now retreated back to, you know, this line here or whatever. So I think it's pretty safe to assume that we'll soon at least have that rail line up. I have to take a look because obviously now this is encircled and I need to liquidate it somehow. And that's probably going to be somewhat tricky. So let's just deal with this here area first. We do have a actual rifle core there. And the tank core is not really of that much concern to me. This will succeed to me almost 100% sure. Now this is where things do get a bit tricky. Because in all honesty, a retreat, huh? So I need a unit to go in there because I don't want them to retreat again. Can you get in there? How about you? It's a very unfavorable spot to get into. That's for sure. Okay, well. Now you get that, yeah. Well. They're gone now. So that's that. I'm a bit surprised that they got so aggressive that they decided it's a good idea to just move that rifle division and that tank corps there. These are also not trivial units. They do seem to be genuinely quite powerful as well. What is happening here is a bit of a mess too, and that's why I said, like, I really need to consolidate everything here for a bit, because yeah, it's just looking like a big mess. And it is. Well, I think already, you know, this is looking a bit better. 17, 11th, Romanians, 4th Panzer, you know. We can soon also stretch this out a little bit and things like that. I can start working with you on the rail line from Minskaya to Tikhoretsk at this point. So let's, for the moment, use you to move into Azov, because apparently I don't have that piece of the rail line, and then move from Bataysk over to Salsk to start working on that second Stalingrad rail line up there, because I cannot get this little piece here currently anyhow. Alright, one last thing then for now. I want to take a look at the Hungarians before I leave. And I think the Hungarians are really one of those that are looking exceptionally well in terms of organization. So 2 artillery, 1 AA, 2 artillery, 1 AA, 1 engineer. 1 artillery, 1 AA, but they have a mountain brigade. 2 artillery, 1 AA, 1 engineer. And yeah, let's just send that last AA battalion to the 3rd Corps here. Why not? No, it can't. I just got it now. The 124th is also looking exceptionally good, which is nice because I'll need to move it around here somewhere. Of course, with the encirclement of Voronezh, things are getting a bit different around this area. Yeah. Things certainly are confusing at that. The 4th Army has 3 corps. Okay, like, yeah. Let's deal with an easier one first as well. The 18th Army. Always reliable. The problem is I need to keep that unit in refit. And this is obviously not very useful right now. Let's pull you back. Now, at this point, I can divide this. Let's get 2 of these in here. And because they only have this unit, I can also just move you here. In fact, I'm inclined to attack against such a weak unit and just get them out of there for a bit, just for fun. Okay, so they mustered up a strong force to start getting at me at that rail line. Which means that whatever I'm doing here, it's, you know, I need to consolidate that. Now, what I'll be looking to do is I want to eliminate these. But it seems like not all of my units are capable of pulling an attack. I don't want to give up this city, so I'll have to do it with these. Retreat. Oh. It's something. It means at least I can take them out next turn. Oh, those are different units. Oh. Ah, I see now. Well, talking about a mess indeed. Let's pull you back. I don't really care about this territory here at all, so what I do care about is securing this. Because that's the final hex of the river. That's very important. And if things get a bit too dicey, I'll just retreat back to the river hexes there. This is fine. But anyway. Nope. I will keep you here. And let's pull you back. 3 artillery, 3 AA, a pioneer, 3 construction, and a heavy warfare. Now that's a model corps here. Not for you. And 5th Corps. Okay, there we go. So the 38th Corps needs another artillery. Let's give it to them. And 2 AA. A Werfer, let's see here, 2 AA, a Werfer, machine gun battalion. That's all well and fine, but they have no pioneer, and they're missing some flak. And let's It's in Veliky now. Right. Sometimes I think it's a little bit absurd that the Army Group North is in Veliky like this. Well, it makes sense, but like from that, the distance from Veliky here up till just insane. Anyway, we'll clear these out next turn. No rush, and I got this covered, so let's move you back. Or let's get you here. Makes a much more, solid line at least. However, you would want to see this as a solid line. I can see them kicking these guys down the road, since they put 2 rifle divisions in Borovichi, the most important city in the entire Soviet Union. Obviously. Anyway, up here I need some pioneers. I need to take a look at the individual units, because they might just be bottled up. And it's unlikely, but you never know. Nope. No. Like this is, for example, exceptionally powerful. I would assume they might have something. At the very least, it's... Yeah, there we go. There's one pioneer. It's worth investigating. No. It does mean that the 26th Corps has an additional Pioneer Battalion. So let's send one to the 38th Corps. Okay. And then I would still need Pioneers in the 50th. That is true. So if we can get something in under the 18th Army, I will do that. We'll just have to take a look. Anyway, that's that. If I'm gonna plug the gap here, there we go. Sure is an interesting position that they have here. It wouldn't surprise me if the Soviets go and decide to attack in certain locations, but technically, well, because the Soviets occupied this hex, this rail wouldn't work anyway from Bologu down here. I would need at the very least this hex in order to get up to Spirovo, and then of course I still need to take this and this hex in order to make this work even. This rail line is extremely unfortunately placed, and the likelihood of ever using it are close to 0. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap things up for this episode. So at least we dealt with Army Group B and the 18th Army. I guess that's something. I'm doing the easiest stuff first here. But we'll continue that reorganization, etc. in the next episode. So I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.